Hello, and welcome to the Cataclysm of Hyrule campaign. Um, I am the creator and GM of the campaign, Puckvin, and for everybody, simply welcome. I'm going to abbreviate everything that you didn't just hear. Um, but so first and foremost, our excuse me, all of our links can be found on our link tree. Um, our link tree is posted in chat by our player and moderator Lido, who is also posting the link to our new Facebook group. The Facebook group has creates invites for all of our excuse me, for all of our sessions. So it's a good way to keep on top of it. And also, after weeks of promising, I have finally added the link to our link tree for that as well. So, yeah. With that, I think we will delve right into things. So, let me introduce the party, and then we'll go into our recap and we'll delve right into it. There we go. All right. So, Gully, how you doing? Oh, wait. All right, yeah. Gully, how you doing, my friend?
Good night of gaming.
Wonderful, wonderful. Looking forward to it as well. Full disclosure, I haven't let you guys in on this yet, but I have created a number of couple new things that nobody has seen before, and if we will get to it, I'm excited to show you. So, welcome, and next we have Deacon. How you doing, Deacon?
Well, hell, me doing very well, thanks. Happy having nice special birthday today, so that's been fun.
Yes.
So made for a good day, yes. Hope you all going to have nice, fun, good day too.
Very true, very true. So today is Deacon's birthday, and so anybody in chat or on our Discord server, feel free to send him a message wishing him a happy birthday. And we, much as Afine's birthday was 2 weeks ago, we as well thank him for joining us on his special day. Next we have Lido. How you doing, Lido?
I'm doing okay. I have plans that I've just come up with for tonight, so this should be interesting.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Yes.
I can't wait to hear what those things are. And well, let's not keep anybody in any additional suspense. And of course, to round out the team, we have Afine. How you doing today, Afine?
Hey, I am doing pretty good.
Wonderful. Glad to hear it. So, recap. All right. So our past two sessions were spent at the Fire Temple. The Fire Temple was the first temple run in the entire campaign, and it was among many things, a fairly significant lore dump. Our party learned many things. They learned about a corruption in the what is alluded to be the network of temples, the former sage and Goron chief Darunia met his unfortunate end in that temple, leaving the site vacant for a new Fire Temple sage. It was revealed that it does not necessarily have to be a Goron, and excuse me, and Gully has expressed interest in becoming the Fire Temple Sage. So what that entails, we will unfold as the sessions go on. We will see how much of that gets uncovered tonight. One of the things I'm not sure if I divulged it in the last session, but for those who make our alternate week sessions, our chat sessions, I did go into much more detail as to how a sage functions in this campaign. And one of the things that happens is that a sage does not need to stay in the temple. So I recognize that one of the points of concern with the viewers and all players is that if a player wanted to become a sage, that they would essentially end up abandoning their character so that character could become a sage. And with the utmost clarity, I can say that that is not the case. The sage themselves will be tied to their respective temples, but they will not be ultimately, for lack of a better word, imprisoned in them as the former team of sages were. The party, Darunia had informed the party that Rohan, being the most knowledgeable of all Gorons, would be the person to seek out to learn how to effectively separate the temple sages from the corruption that they have been subjected to. And the last known location of Rohan was in Lake Hylia, as he was on, at this point, a well-extended honeymoon. Yeah. So at the end of the session, as the party came out of the Fire Temple, they were met once again by the Golden Yiga, or Giga, who had an interesting appearance. I'm not going to, it was very brief, so I'm not going to illuminate on that too much. But after that, the party decided that they would go and visit the big Goron atop the mountain, which resulted in a landslide that sent Gully and Deacon back down to the base of Death Mountain, whereas the rest of the party had made it to the top safely. So, that is where we have left off, with the party being separated. And so before we go into it, is there any particular point of interest that I have either chosen to or neglected to mention in our recap? And for this, I'm going to go in reverse. So, Athene, anything from the last two sessions that you feel is pertinent to bring up?
Not off the top of my head, unfortunately.
That is-
We still technically kidnapped the princess.
When was that?
We still technically kidnapped the Goron princess at one point, and now she's willingly coming with us.
That is true. The Goron princess, Princess Juliet, had gone with the the party to the Fire Temple, um, and I believe she's at the top with everybody. Well, everybody minus Scully and Deacon.
Yep.
So will be her third session being a companion NPC with the group, and in that short time, I think that she has grown quite a bit and matured from that very laid back, uninterested princess that we met all those sessions ago. What about you, Lito?
Besides the hammer and the fact that we got pieces that look like it's broken, mess with Romeo. That's about it.
Yes. So the prior to leaving for the temple, the party had absconded with Romeo's Goron Warhammer, a family heirloom and something very special and important to him. And it was initially intended to give to Princess Juliet, who had absolutely no interest in such an item, but instead preferred to work with her hands in the temple. And refresh me on the broken aspect of it.
We were just looking for pieces so that way when we bring it back, we can be like, oh yeah, it broke, just to mess with him.
Fair. Absolutely fair. Because I don't think anybody will debate the fact that Romeo has turned into a bit of a jerk, if I'm going to put it lightly. And we will see what happens as a result of that. And Deacon, how you doing? Anything you would like to bring up? Deacon?
I don't believe his headset is
Technical
working.
difficulties with the headset.
Okay. So it appears that Deacon has momentarily stepped away and or is having some technical difficulties. So he'll be back shortly. Until then, how about you, Gully? Anything interesting to bring up? Any thoughts going through Gully's head pertaining to the Fire Sage or anything else from the past two sessions?
No, not well. The only other thought that he had was that Juliet might actually make a good follow-up sage for them. But yeah, he hasn't really expressed that thought yet.
All right. Well,
I found another microphone. Sorry, I somehow lost my microphone. When I was trying to get it. Anyway, sorry. Probably what Deacon would want to express is rest in peace, Darunia. He will be missed.
yes. Darunia has finally. Darunia's story has undeniably come to a conclusion in this campaign. For those who have been with us for longer than the broadcast, Darunia has made a number of significant and heartfelt appearances, and his now permanent absence from the rest of the campaign is definitely something that is felt. And so Gully has expressed an interest in, or a thought that that Princess Juliet might make for a good sage. We will see if that happens, like if that conversation happens. But yeah, so just to kind of like bring up certain other aspects, because there are far more temples than we have players. So one of the things is that one of the things that I have expressed in terms of sages is that there's a big difference between a sage not being in a temple and a temple being sageless. So ultimately, as long as they are worthy of doing so, any character, be it a player character, an NPC, or, well, that really encompasses pretty much everything, but any character in the campaign has the capability of becoming a sage. So I cannot express enough that this is in no way an obligatory thing for a player to do. They do not have to become a sage. And even if they were to become a sage, there is one of three ways in terms of leveling, of leveling and character building that this can happen. One way is that a character can, if a player character decides to become a sage, they can either they can rewrite their character and take all their character levels in sage. They can not change their character at all, and as their character continues, they can take absolutely no levels in sage, but still be considered a sage, and that in itself will have certain benefits of a sage without taking levels in that particular class. And the third way is they can retroactively remove some of their levels. Like say, for example, say the character is level 8 and they want to become a sage. They can, but they really like the way their class runs up to level 5. They can retract 3 levels so that their main class is level 5 and then take an additional 3 levels in sage. So there's many ways that the sage class can be incorporated into the campaign. And because it is such a class that is happening at this point in the campaign, it is something that I am incredibly flexible with, as long as the conversation is had. For example, one of the things that I talked about last week is that some classes are not necessarily spellcasting classes, and for this I'm going to use Gully. Gully, your main stat is strength, correct?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, I just didn't want to speak. So in the event that Gully becomes a sage, his spellcasting ability will be strength. It will not be wisdom, as is stated on the Sage Wiki. And the reason for this, does that make sense?
Cool.
Yeah. So that kind of takes away the necessity of having to overly rewrite your character. The Sage class is, for the purposes of this campaign, meant and designed to complement a existing character, not inhibit in any way. So if a on the wiki, I believe a sage is technically a wisdom based casting class, and for this campaign, the spellcasting ability is whatever your main ability is. Simple as that. Doesn't matter if you're strength, dex, charisma, whatever. That is your spellcasting ability. So, with that, any quick questions about that before we start? Okay.
Oh,
Yes.
if I have a question.
Yes.
So if I was to become a sage as Deacon,
Mhm.
I have both. Technically, charisma would kind of be my main stat as a bard. Could I
Mhm.
use dexterity instead, though? Would that be allowed? Because my dex is technically higher than my charisma.
You know what? Yeah, absolutely.
Nice.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Yeah, because like because ultimately what it is it's designed to complement you, the player, on your play style. So
Thanks. I know it's a very weird question, but I appreciate it.
no, it absolutely makes sense. One of the things that I've also done is to multi-class as a sage, removing any of um, the stat requirements to do so. A lot of multi-classes have stat prerequisites that you have to achieve before delving into any particular multi-classing class, and for the purposes of the sage, those requirements are not required. So, do we do we remember what time of day it was?
You said it was nighttime. We
Okay,
were like, yeah, it was nighttime.
all right. So, oh, that's right. Okay, yeah,
For what it's worth, you had explicitly said that while it was nighttime, we are not sure it was even the same nighttime of the day that we went into the fire temple.
yes. Um, all right. So, let's see. All right. So, you know what? Let's start off at the bottom of Death Mountain with Deacon and Gully. As you start to kind of like dig yourselves out from the rubble of the landslide.
Hmm. I the first part of Deacon that sticks out of the rubble is just like his snout, and then he like pushes his head like through some like dust with his hands and kind of like worms out. And he looks around to see where Gully might be. Um,
Oh, you'll see Gully eventually kind of emerge from under all this rubble. Oh my goodness! What the heck just happened?
landslide. Deacon shakes his head. Can't believe this happened to us again. It seems like this happened to us every time we travel.
I wish I had some wings. Just fly and forget land.
Me miss days when me had wings sometimes.
You used to have wings?
Yeah, it was part of those gauntlet thingies that me had. It better than me not have them anymore, but it gave me tiny little butterfly wings. It was kind of fun.
Oh man, that's awesome. Why'd you get rid of them?
Deacon kind of rubs the back of his head and he says, "So to make them, essentially we were put on missions by Gerudo to take the um so in part of fulfilling Adventurers Guild quests, there were some to bring materials to the alchemists,
Yeah.
and the alchemists didn't tell us this, but they were kind of giving us their souls to make stones to power the gauntlets. We didn't know this
Oh.
until the fourth one, basically, and then it was too late to stop. And then, but Hylia said that if I gave them back, that in this new world she would bring back the alchemist, so I did.
Oh, well, I understand. That's quite understandable then. Yes, I would
Mm,
definitely give up the power to fly to bring those lives back. I commend
Absolutely.
you, Deacon. It's very honorable of you.
Thanks, Scully. We appreciate it.
But we should
I
find another way to fly.
This is true. This is true. I would love that. Shrimpkin like pokes her head out of the rubble at this point and flaps her wings a little bit. But she
Hey, Chimkin, don't rub it in. We don't have any.
she clucks and like kind of like a snickering gesture. um so Deacon smiles at you and goes, so how do you want to proceed? We could try to make it up to town or something on Shimkin's back, or maybe I could teleport us up to the big Goron if you want. We should, or would you rather go to town and sleep there for a bit, and meet up with them in the morning? Like, have any thoughts, Scully?
Well, huh, no more landslides. That's thought number one.
You feel that big time. Yes, yes.
Yeah, I'm
Um,
I'm all about some teleportation. Anyway, I have a little bit more time to read my book. Yeah, I'm all for it. Um,
Sounds good.
w- is there anything else important that we needed to knock out for the day? Because
Mm.
I don't want to seem like a lazy bum just sitting around reading.
Oh, I
But
appreciate it.
reading is very good for the mind, though.
Very true. And it looks like it's been good for your physique too. You look much stronger already, Gully.
Oh, thank you, thank you. I feel stronger.
Good to hear it. Um, but yeah, working out muscles and brain muscles. Very good.
Yes.
But yeah, here, let me I met Big Goron once, so let me see if it's okay if we crash at his place.
Okay.
Um,
Well, maybe
I
not
oh
crash.
sorry.
Well, you know what? Do your thing.
Okay. Um, I cast sending on Big Goron. Um, and I would like to say, hi. Sorry if wake you, but we slightly lost travelers. Wanted to know if we could sleep at your place for the night. Please. And yeah, that's 25.
Okay. So one question first. Chimkin,
Mhm.
isn't Chimkin? Did somebody ride on Chimkin to get to the top of Death Mountain?
Yeah, that's what me and Gully were riding on.
Oh, okay.
To be honest, I was going to ask if Shimkin could also do the flying over Death Mountain thing. I don't know if she can do the owl thing or not. I don't know if she has to walk. I don't really understand, to be honest. So I didn't want to ask because
Okay. Um,
she has a fly speed of 80 feet, so I don't know if that's like good enough to make it speedy or not.
in terms of speed, I would consider it like
Or like basically, I
Little
just don't know if
faster
it's
than
enough to
us.
make it over the obstacles. Is what I'm trying to say.
li-
Because
like
I
like if she still gets caught in the landslide.
well,
Is that
no, I mean, no, we already rolled for that, so I can't really get out of that. But what I'm trying to say is like Leto does the thing with the giant owls where he like flies over the obstacles.
okay?
I was just expressing that I have no idea if Chimkin can do the same thing or not. And I
Um,
uh,
honestly,
it's not a big deal because we were already walking, but I was assuming that the answer was no, which is why we got caught in the landslide.
yeah. So what it is, and I mentioned this periodically that certain things get taken into consideration, and when the short answer is travel, I'd like to do travel rules.
Mhm.
But
Oh,
um, for if we're in a situation where um, brevity is important, that gets taken into consideration.
okay. No.
Okay.
No, I'm not complaining about the travel encounters or anything. I'm just like that's not really what I'm. Sorry, I feel like I just Yeah. Sorry, if it came off that way.
No. Then I don't think I'm understanding.
No.
Are you talking about like for traveling like now?
Yeah. Like, I'm all right with what happened. I was just saying, like, in general, I don't know what the rule is for the travel encounters while flying. Is all I was trying to say.
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because
Things like that boil down to speed. So like for
Gotcha.
example, between like the typical speed for traveling is 20 to 30 feet, and that's kind of what I base the travel encounters on. So when we have something
Gotcha.
that has a drastically different travel speed, so long as I catch it, which admittedly I don't always, um, the the um, the hasten travel speed gets taken into effect. So say for example, Chimkin has a travel speed of 80, which is roughly 2.5 times normal speed.
Okay.
That gets taken into consideration. So in terms of,
Okay.
so it's like 4 hours from bottom to, just to like do the math for my own sake.
Yeah. No, I get you. It's
Yeah.
I get the point. Math isn't
So it's like,
particular here.
it's normally 8 hours from the bottom to the top of Death Mountain.
Yeah.
So riding on Chimkin, I would say that it would maybe be like 3.
Okay. That's good to know. That's all I was trying to really clarify. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to, because I just I wasn't sure if like the flying with the owl thing was like avoiding encounters or like if it was hastening it, or I wasn't familiar and I was kind of tired last night, so I didn't really know how to ask it. Clearly, I still don't know how to ask it because I got jumbled, but
It's quite all right. It's quite all right. I hope I answered it okay.
you did. Thanks. So out of curiosity, then, how many hours do we have left before exhaustion checks at this point?
You know what? I'll say 3.
Thanks. Appreciate it. Okay. Thanks. So I'll ask Gully if he wants to like try reading on the back and see if we can try this again, but in the air this time instead of walking.
Yeah, of course, I'm all for it.
All right. All right. I
I would love to have the wind whipping against my mask.
nice. Hell yeah. I so as we climb on Shimkin, I kind of help Gully like situate in the barding because she has like armor on her, and I say if you hook your feet in here and here, you can stand up while you ride her, and it make for very cool pose. Just need to get you some sunglasses. Just do like the Gurren Lagann pose,
No posing. I'm trying to read.
That's fair. That's fair. I'll let you take a seat. But yeah, should be nice and chill up here. We'll keep you safe. I'll be on
Thank you.
artillery duty, and I take out my hand crossbow and my sword for spellcasting, and I huddle close to Chimkin.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
Sorry.
So Gully give me 1d20 and Deacon give me 2d20s.
Okay. That was very close.
Any day now. There we go. Oof.
Okay. So as you are traveling up the mountainside, two kind of glints on the mountainside kind of catch your sight, Deacon. Would you like to investigate?
I'd like to ask Chimkin if she can see what it is with her hawk eyes, as she has proficiency in perception, I believe, and can also have she has keen sight, which allows her advantage on perception checks that have to do with vision.
Does she have dark vision?
Yes, out to 60 feet. I don't know if that's enough.
You know what? You tell me. Are you traveling more than 60 feet off the ground?
Yes, that would only make sense. Yeah, okay. So
Okay.
she
Okay.
reports back that she probably can't see much, so.
You know what? Then I would say that the advantage and disadvantage just cancel each other out.
That
So,
works.
have Chimkin give me a perception check.
Thank you. So 1d. That's a +5. She gets a 16.
16. All right. She conveys that they appear to be pieces. The glint, the reflection are pieces of glass, semi-covered by rocks.
I huh. I let me ask you this way: if I go down there to investigate, can Gully still get his hours of reading?
Provided that it does not result in a... Okay, so if this
I won't take the
results...
risk. We'll keep going.
What's that?
Sorry, I won't take the risk. We'll keep going.
Okay.
No, it's okay if we need to. It's fine.
Well,
All right. I'm sorry. I didn't mean to put you on the spot or anything.
so here's how things like this kind of like pan out in the
Mhm.
terms of like when we have people that are when part of the party is committing to a basically what would entail as a short rest, whereas some of the party is not.
Yeah.
If
Sorry, I'm not. Oh, sorry.
if an encounter arises in that situation, the person who is essentially taking the short rest can commit to continuing their short rest in this case and retain those benefits. In this case, for Gully, it would be hours reading. And if an encounter arises, the people who are not committing to this long rest, in this case, would be Deacon. Deacon would simply face the encounter by himself. And if at any
Okay.
point Deacon, if at any point Gully wants to join in, he could simply join in, but not benefit from that short rest for that amount of time.
Okay, that sounds cool. Deacon will tell Gully to sit tight. We're going down for a sec, and we'll land, and Deacon will check out the glass in case it's like, just see what it is.
Okay. So you find a small stash of what appears to be intentionally hidden healing potions. As you come up to the rocks, you find that they appear to be kind of like intentionally placed in a way to camouflage them. So just kind of like the lip of the potion and the like cork top is kind of popping through.
Interesting.
It's two separate stashes. So first, give me a D4 minus 1. Or you know what? We'll say a D4 to determine the type of the first stash.
Okay. 4.
4. Okay. And now give me a second D4 to tell me how many are in there.
3.
Okay. So you in the first stash you find 3 glowing red health potions.
Yo.
And okay, so give me another D4 for potion type on the second stash.
Okey-doke.
Man, that moonlight's pretty bright. Just hitting the glint of those bottles just right.
Next one's a 1.
1. All right. Those are just standard red health potions, and give me another d4 for quantity.
1.
All right, and 1 red health potion.
Nice. That's actually very satisfying. What just happened? Um.
Very nice. Okay,
Right.
so
Oh,
what's that?
I was gonna say, as I reboard Chimkin, I hand Gully a glowing red health potion. I say, hopefully this keep you safe. It looked like you took a lot of damage last fight. Wish me could
Ah,
handle that much.
oh yeah. You know what? Yeah, I haven't even. Why didn't I heal from that? Yeah, thank you.
Sure.
He'll actually chug one right then.
Oh. Ooh, I'll give you a backup then. Here, I hand you another one. I
Well, thank
say,
you.
me understand. These very tasty sometimes.
All right, so you continue your
Oh,
way up to the top of.
they heal 8d4 plus 8, just in case.
8d4 plus 8.
Sorry.
Nope, that was actually yeah. So want to give me a roll for the potion you chugged?
Yeah, let me move this off my screen. Da-da-da. D4. Advance. No. Yep. No, whatever. Was 8. And doing 8 of those. And we're doing D4s, right? Yeah.
Yeah. 84. All right, wonderful. You have recovered 24 HP.
Beautiful.
Nice.
Deacon, you are awesome.
Oh, thanks, Gully. Appreciate it. Appreciate you looking out for us in that fight. Without you, we would all be incinerated to ashes, me, I'm sure.
Nah. You guys would have been just fine.
Oh,
Nonsense. Ooh.
um,
Sorry.
actually, quick thing. Because you did do ascending to the big Goron.
Oh yeah, shit, I forgot about that. I'm sorry.
I don't know how I don't know how we got sidetracked off of that, but I wanted to address that. Um, you instantly just get back 25 seconds of snoring. Just a
Nice.
straight stream of it until it cuts out.
That's awesome. Okay.
Nice.
Um. I'm just gonna sending Leto. Oh hey. Just found out our big Goron is sleeping, so we might not be able to interact with him tonight. Meet there. Okay, sorry. That's 25. Sorry.
So are we there already
I
in
don't
this
know.
time?
I'm sorry. I just
Yes. So
Okay.
you are already there. Actually, you know what? Do me a favor. Write out your reply because I'm going to let you know when the sending come through chronologically for you.
perfect.
Okay.
So while it's still fresh in your head, just kind of like write down what your reply to that is, and I'll let you know when to unveil it. So for the rest of the party, for Afine and Leto and Juliet, as you are traveling up the mountain, you in the distance down the way hear a rock slide, and it's fair to say that you all get a fairly good grasp of what just happened. And within that time, kind of settles. Think about 2 hours pass before you get to the top of Death Mountain, and yeah, you get to the top, and you at first you just don't see anything of importance. There's really no, you don't see a giant Goron kind of lumbering around you. Um, the moon is out. It's fairly well lit um, in the area. So yeah, what do you kind of do when you first get to the top of Death Mountain?
Well, I'll drop off Afine and Juliet. Kind of just sit there, as the owl, just looking at the two of them, just waiting to see if they're going to go inside, if I should bring them back, what's going on.
Ifine looks back, shrugs, and starts looking around.
Since I've never been here before, so I don't know.
I mean,
Is it a
neither have
cave?
I.
So there is no cave.
Okay.
The top of the mountain is largely mostly flat. I mean, there's kind of like ridges, but it's not difficult. It doesn't appear to be difficult to traverse. As you come to the top of the mountain, there are kind of their own there are separate areas that have kind of some peaks, some larger than others, some kind of rounded, some come to a point, but it is largely kind of just like an open landscape.
So can I just do a perception check to see if there's any place a giant Goron would be hiding?
Absolutely. Perception check looking for a hiding giant Goron.
Yes. It's just the 28, not the +4.
Okay. So, you have so you kind of like look around, you start to, analyze these various peaks that are in the area. You've never even the concept of the existence of something called a Big Goron is largely new and unknown to you, but you eventually do kind of notice that one of the distant but not too distant hills has an ever so subtle kind of up and down fluctuation to it. And the more that you look at it, you recognize that the rising and the falling of this particular mound is almost rhythmic and breathing.
So as my giant owl, I will do the owl thing and just start like hopping on legs and whoo, trying to like point with a wing. Whoo, whoo.
So, as Owlito kind of starts gesturing towards this mound, um, Lynette, in turn, give me a perception check, and because of Lito's gesturing, give it to me at advantage.
Okay. $17.
17 will work as you two start to see and notice that one of the mounds off roughly about anywhere between 150 to 200 feet seems to be breathing. And Princess Juliet as well kind of looks at it, and you can see that her reflection in the moonlight appears to, she looks a little flush. She looks a little bit uneasy. And as she notices that she's being noticed, she attempts to collect herself and says, well, I haven't seen that since I haven't seen him since I was a small child, and that's definitely him, all right.
You mean he's really that big and my eyes aren't just playing tricks on me?
And she says, no, he's bigger.
I would never make fun of my brother's height ever again.
And she said, she looks and she's like, I don't think it would be wise to wake him. And at this point, Leto, this is where the message comes through.
Okay.
How do you reply?
Atop. He is sleeping. Should we wake him up? Why aren't you guys here yet? This is Leto. Hi.
Oh.
All right.
I will send out another message if that's okay.
Yep.
Caught in landslide. Please no wake him up. I have plan for how we can take naps and not wake him up. DQ. Sorry.
All right. The first message that you took was that you sent was when you found the potions, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Okay. I'm getting like a mental, picture for where about on the mountain you are. All right. So Deacon sends another message to Leto.
Okay. Do you guys need me to come get you? Or should I stay here and dig a hole or something? Because it's kind of, just flat.
Stay put. Sorry, I'm sending another message. Sorry, stay put. I have special spell want to try. It seem like fun. It won't wake him up and will be fun. Okay.
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 Literally all I sent.
Fair, fair. Sorry if that's too big.
Okay. So at this point we have roughly an hour before Gully and Deacon get to the top of Death Mountain. So within that hour, is there anything that Leto or Afine would like to do?
I guess I'd like to start setting up a small camp.
All right.
So I will pop out of my giant eagle. And then. So it's kind of, open. He said they're coming up, by the way. You didn't notice, but I was actually talking to Decoon. We talked like 3 times, which is like a lot. But the third one, they're gonna come up. There was a landslide. I guess nobody was hurt. I really didn't ask. That was kind of mean of me. But I think they're okay. So I guess we just have to wait. But I don't know.
So
And
you're saying this would be a good time for a nap?
well, if we nap, then there's nobody to watch, and since we're out in the open, if something decides to come from the sky, you and me kind of look like giant fish.
I hate to break it to you, you and me are giant fish.
I know, but from like high up, we'll be looking like fish out of water. And kind of like easy prey to be like eaten.
Very good point. So Ixnay on the map.
Juliet kind of chimes in, and she says, "Listen, if you guys need a nap, I can keep watch for a little bit."
No. If you guys need a rest, I will watch because I can turn into something that can still see in the dark. If need be.
Thank you. I am a little extremely blind in the dark.
Oh, me too. That's why I was the bird. Right now, it's like nothing.
So Juliet does. She kind of finds a fairly sturdy rock, and she just kind of sits down with her back to it, and just kind of leans back and puts herself in a comfortable position, not really wanting to get any actual sleep, but realizing that there's just time to kill, and she's not really having anything planned until then.
So, as an idea, Princess Fiend, I can turn back into the giant owl, and I don't know how fluffy I am, but you guys can just rest on me because then you don't have to rest on rocks, which kind of suck. They're hard. I might be softer, and then if something happens, I'll also jump into the air, and then you guys will fall backwards, and then you'll be like, "Oh, what the heck is going on?" And then you'll start attacking.
From out of character experience, owls are extremely fluffy, and I'd love to rest my head on one.
And that is what I will do. I'll turn back into a giant owl and just kind of fluff up as much as I can.
Juliet is okay where she is. She has no problem resting on rocks.
It was an offer.
She appreciates it. So roughly an hour passes. If anyone needs to roll for hit points, you're welcome to. And eventually, Lita, with your dark vision, you are able to see, starting off small, and as it gets bigger, you see Chimkin with Deacon and Gully riding atop of him. Her.
I will kind of pop down, and I don't know how flexible owls are. I will see if I can put my face in front of a fiend's and just kind of tip it to the side, so that way hopefully she'll look that way.
Mm-hmm. 10 more minutes.
Okay.
All right.
I'll just put the wing up, waving.
You see Deku kind of peek up above Chimkin's head. He's waving back at you. Yeah. At this point, he probably wastes another sending just to give his signature. Hiya!
Aww.
Hi, I can see you.
Yeah, I can see you too. We'll be down in a sec. Level 5 sending at this point.
Yeah.
It's a good thing you guys have a long rest coming.
Oh God.
Or do you? It's an ambush.
Hey, there are no bushes growing here. It's a mountain.
You got mountained. So all right, so in a relatively short amount of time, the party's able to reconvene at the top of Death Mountain. Yeah. So who what would you like so as Deacon and Gully come to the top, you as well are initially a little bit baffled by the fact that we are at the top of the mountain and there does not seem to be any big Goron present.
Deacon is visibly confused, even more so than usual. Wow, I whispered to Lito, and if I whispered basically, he taking big huge nap, maybe underground. Yes, every
And I'll
nap needs
just
to take big huge nap.
spin my head around to look the opposite direction where he is.
I look in the direction Gully's in the direction Lito is gesturing.
Nobody has tremor sense, correct?
I don't, at least.
Okay. All right. Because anybody who did would have definitely felt the snoring. But yes, so give me a perception, Gully and Deacon, as Leto points in the direction of the sleeping Big Goron.
Okay. Perception.
That just rolled an advantage. It did.
We'll take it at advantage.
Thank you.
So Deacon sees it kind of with a fair amount of ease, but it takes Gully a moment before and maybe a little bit of extra kind of pointing out from the party where it's like, look, they take the hand like, look, up.
Yeah, he's too focused on the book, so yeah.
Fair.
You see in between that spiky peak and that kind of round one? That massive one in between?
Ah, okay.
Okay.
Wow. That is big huge nap. Me have special spell me want to try out. If you guys okay with that. Thought it might make for comfortable naps in the future. Is that okay with you guys, or do you wanna just wait up here? Okay. So I I have to check the components on this. I haven't cast it in a minute. Oh wait, that's why. Okay. So all right, so I rub my hands together and I do like the jazz hands and my fingers sparkle. And I conjure an extra dimensional portal in range that lasts for the duration of 24 hours. I choose where its entrance is located, which is just just like behind where Leto is situated. Me and any creature I designate when I cast a spell can enter the extra dimensional space as long as the portal remains open. We can open or close it while within 30 feet of it. While closed, it is invisible. I'm casting Mordenkainen's Magnificent Mansion. So basically, we get access to it's a very nice little in this case it's a very nice large house done in like typical Deku fashioning. Like you enter and then there's like wood walls, like basically it looks like a big home in Kakariko, like kind of like a loft house. And yeah, so beyond the portal is a foyer with numerous chambers. Beyond, the atmosphere is clean, fresh, and warm. I can create any floor plan I want, but it can't exceed 50 cubes, each cube being 10 feet on each side. We'll get to that another time. The place is furnished and decorated. It contains sufficient food to serve a 9-course banquet for up to 100 people, and a staff of 100 near-transparent servants attend to all who enter. I can choose how they act, how they look. They're all little tiny Dekus, like extra tiny Dekus, like small by Dekun standard. So they look like the little creatures from like Spirited Away and stuff. And they're completely obedient to what we ask them to do. They can perform any normal task a normal human servant could perform, but they can't attack or take any harmful actions. So they can fetch things, clean, mend, fold clothes, light fires, serve food, pour wine, and so on. They can go anywhere in the mansion but can't leave it. And anything you take out of here turns to dust if it is removed. And then when the spell ends in 24 hours, everything inside of it is shunted into the nearest open space as it closes. Okay, so we now have space places to long rest. It's like Liamon's tiny hut on crack.
I love this spell. I have to say, like I've had this on just about any time that I could put this on a personal character sheet, which is not
It's
many.
fun.
I definitely would. But even more than that, I love the thought and detail that you put into the structure of this house.
Thank you. I wanted it to look like for now it's just like nice like wooden walls. All the furniture is kind of like made out of like vines and such like that. It's just kind of like it's basically just the foyer. Like there's no real extra rooms, but there are plenty of like soft looking beds are like littered around because like he has a small mind and can't really comprehend the full layout of an entire mansion at once. But there are still plenty of like, comfortable looking spaces, definitely patches of little dirt that all of the Deku's servants sprout out of one at a time when they are needed. Anyway, I could go on, but for brevity's sake, I will stop here. But yeah, so we can take a full long rest here and then leave, and then we could talk to Big Goron in the morning if you guys want. And so yeah.
Fantastic idea.
Yeah. Dekun is going to kind of like very gently play in one of the dirt piles and he'll clean himself off when he wakes up, but for now he's like there's like a Deku flower that he can sit in, get extra like nutrients and stuff from the soil, all that. And that'll probably be for the night. Yeah, but there are plenty of other like nice beds, wooden frames, fluffy chimkin shaped mattresses, 100% real chimkin feathers.
All right. So how's everyone taking this amazing Kakariko mansion that has popped up at the top of Death Mountain? But by the way, I'm kind of
Sorry.
getting like a vibe, like for like in terms of like inspiration for this vibe. I'm getting like this mixture of like inside the Great Deku Tree, with compliments of like the inn in Hyrule Castle Town, and like the Minish are replaced with these like mini
Exactly.
Dekus.
Exactly. Just tiny little Dekus scattering around, helping everybody. They all squeak, but in like the same tone of voice that Dekun has, but like slightly higher. Like because they're small.
So I guess the first question is, does anybody need any tasks for these tiny Dekuns?
Yes. I require paper, ink, and something to color with.
Excellent.
All right. So you can see a bunch scutter off, and eventually they come back with the items that you requested.
I also need sheets and something to hang them on so that way I have like a little studio because I have some artwork I need to do.
All right.
Also, Deacon will kind of realize he was being thoughtless, and he will ask them to pour a significant portion of the since it's just so many of us and we don't need all the water for 100 people, he asks them to pour it into a dugout little space for the Zoras to feel more comfortable and have like water to sleep in. Forgot about that. Sorry, but that's all I
cute.
said.
All right. So these Zoras have appropriate Zoran liquid sleeping quarters. What about Gully?
Oh, sorry, I narrated beds. If that's
Oh, you
if
didn't
or
have. Okay. So
there's like one like tucked away, kind of like it's like it is kind of like a little bit loftier than it is like there's not really like extra rooms. It's just kind of like there's like a little bit of privacy for if you need to use the bathroom or something.
Okay.
But like aside from that, it's just kind of like a big room. So there's like beds like in a couple places. Like I imagine against each of the corners, like I imagine against the far wall there would be like a couple of beds, almost like it was an inn, but there's like less room separating them, like less walls separating them. Where you have like in the middle, there's like the DQ, like there's like a couple DQ patches, and then there's like Zora patches on the side of them, and then like beds on the other corners to make it like symmetrical. You have like sets of 2 of each of those things, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
So it comes to like 8 sleeping spaces, which sounds about right for But anyway, sorry.
So I have a question
Mhm.
about the layout. Are there doors that look like they go someplace, but
Yes.
if either like if you try to open them, do they open, or are they just like locked? And or if you open them, do you open it and just find like tree bark?
I imagine you just find the tree bark, to be honest. At this point, it's either that or like literally like you open them and it's just like you just open the door to get in there, so you just like walk into the other side of the room.
It's like a
It's
Looney
like
Tunes bit.
yeah,
Yep.
exactly. I imagine, like that's kind of what I imagine Dekun's headspace to make this place like.
I am down. All right. So
Anyway, sorry for interrupting you, Lito. I apologize.
yeah,
Oh, you're fine. I'm working on a project, so go ahead.
Nice.
okay.
Yeah.
So Leto kind of like sets himself off in a little work area. I would imagine at some point, like just a certain percentage of these workers are kind of like setting out, other drinks and food and things like that. Just general things to make everyone just feel more at ease and comfortable. Um, anybody who has any other appropriate requests would have no problem getting those fulfilled. Um, and you know what? Damn. I'm going to say that we have, from the time that you got into the mansion, we have an hour before we need to start making checks. So we'll start off with that hour. So Lito, I would say like what you have described, and what you're working on is at least an hour, and then we can work from there.
Okay.
Anybody else? Gully, are you
Yes.
taking another hour to read, or?
Yep. So if you look around, you'll see Gully. He's got like a little tray of food laying on the floor next to him as he's sitting on the floor with his back propped up against one of the beds, and he's reading, and you'll see him reach over, periodically and, grab a bite of food, chuck it in his mouth, and keep on reading.
All right. Bringing Gully up to 4 hours for the day as of right
Literally
now.
while you were sorry.
All right.
Literally while you were doing that, little tiny Dekus are like gently polishing your armor. They're a little spectral, so you can't like feel them to irritate your reading, but you do kind of notice them out of the
Nice.
corners of your eye. So that he's polishing it to a sparkle.
Nice. So that gets us to 42.
Nice. 50 is the magic
Okay.
number, right?
48.
48. Okay.
Nice.
Oh, we
Very close,
we are
Gilly.
close. All right. Effine, how is your
Quick
hour?
question. I can't remember. Are we on day 4 or are we on day 5 now?
I believe we're wrapping up day 4.
Okay.
Yeah. Effine, how are you spending your hour?
Effine immediately dove into the water first chance she got because I don't think she's had the chance yet to do so in this campaign.
No.
So she's fully enjoying herself in the water, probably for half an hour, then napping at the bottom.
Sounds nice. And at this point,
Curled herself up into
nice.
sleeping at the bottom of the water.
what was that?
I said, oh, nice.
So let me see. Okay, so then we have Juliet. So what would Juliet be doing?
I do love the idea of like her reaction to this.
Yeah, I would say like in in one respect she does appear to be a bit um overwhelmed by this being that you know she's not used to such accommodations and she really doesn't have a lot of experience with the way things are outside of her village. So initially, it's just a lot to take in. She's probably initially creeped out a little bit by all the little Dekus running around.
Fair, fair.
Um, but ultimately, I think what's happening is she'll finally start to kind of like walk around and kind of like look for like collections of pillows and start to like gather them up, ones that aren't being used by other people. And, you know, are there any like, oh,
Oh,
when she sees them get the sheets for Lido, she she asks them kind of in like a curious, almost sheepish kind of way. She's like, can you get like more pillows? Like lots of pillows? And they do their little you know they vocally affirm her request and
yes,
and
Your Highness.
and come back seemingly out of nowhere with just this massive array of pillows. Oh, sorry, that's my overzealous cat. Okay, kitten, I love you, bye. And yeah, she eventually finds a way to um get herself comfortable and eventually within the hour kind of like finds a corner and like face piles all the pillows in there and just kind of like burrows herself into it and goes down for the night. And Deacon, what about you for the hour?
At this point, Deacon is just going to do his best to make sure everything's like overseen, since I can kind of like adjust certain things for people as they need them. Since it's like still my first casting, especially, he's like still kind of like thinking of things, like shaping it, you know. But yeah, for the most part, as soon as like he got in, like physically, he headed straight for the one of the Deku flowers, which is like kind of like filled with like little Deku tree nutrients and stuff, the type of thing that he hasn't really been able to get outside Kakariko and Cedos. Um, because it's like it's kind of like where they where Deku's like grow up. It's kind of like one of the more homey things that kind of like prime Deku real estate, if that makes sense. As I was reading about Deku's scrubs on the wiki.
Very nice.
But yeah, so once everybody else seems to be content, if not sleeping, he will probably be nodding off as he has had a big day today and he could use the nap.
Okay, so at the conclusion of the hour we have Princess Juliet turning in. We have Deacon turning in. Afine, are you extending past the hour, or are you turning in?
I'm turning in.
Okay. Lito, working on his artwork. You've been working on it for an hour. Are you extending past the hour, or are you wrapping up after the hour?
Wrapping up after the hour, but telling the little Deku scrubs to keep watch and let nobody inside to see because it's not done yet.
Okay. All right. And so now everybody but Gully has turned in. Gully, con save.
All right, con save coming up. Where are audio? Come on, roll it. There we go.
Okay. Con save 1 is good. Let's go con save 2. All right. We want to go con save 3.
I'm good.
Okay. So in total, that gives you a total of 6 hours of reading for the day.
All right, so we'll add 2 more. All right, he just needs 4 more hours.
All right.
Excellent.
We are reaching the end of Gully's reading journey. So you all turn in for the night. You have a very restful, well, for the most part, you have a restful evening.
For the most part.
For the most
Uh-oh.
part. And you know what? Everyone give me a D4 to see how deep you are sleeping. 4 being the most absolute deepest sleep, 1 being the lightest. Okay.
Makes sense.
So, everyone gets their restful sleep. But while you're sleeping, you are abruptly awoken, everyone except for Leto, by what appears to be a very loud banging that kind of shakes the entire mansion. And it is met with a very audible boom, I would say, on 3 separate occasions, relatively close to each other. The mansion itself suffers no noticeable effect from it, but the sound comes through like a shockwave and wakes you up. As oh wait, let me roll a d4 for the princess. Okay, yeah, she is awoken as well. All right. So the first thing that you notice as you wake up is all the little Dekus are running around, in a bit of a panic. But again, as you look around, you can see nothing that really bears any type of negative effect on the mansion. So, actually, what would you like to do as you are all relatively close, but still technically separately sleeping?
At this point, I'll go peek my head outside the door, like peek outside the portal.
Okay, so as you peek your head out the portal, you can see off in the distance a rather large new hill in the area that you had initially saw the big Goron. And as the hill starts to rise up, you see two large black eyes kind of start to emerge over the horizon as
Oh.
the big Goron is looking directly at your mansion with curiosity.
I
You know what? Let me do it this way. It's just looking. Hello.
how's it going, Mr. Bigoron?
Good. Where did the house come from?
Oh, so just to explain, technically speaking, the entrance it doesn't like summon an actual house. That's a mighty fortress.
Oh, it's obscured?
Magnificent. Yeah. So what you actually see is the entrance to the mansion is a 5 feet wide and 10 foot tall magical looking portal.
Oh, okay. So he sees the portal.
Yeah.
Okay.
If he looks into it, he can see it. But
Uh,
yeah, it's sorry. Yeah.
okay. Okay. My
Um.
misunderstanding. Okay.
That's okay. Sorry.
So he sees you come out of this portal, and it's kind of like this standalone portal on this large piece of like flat rock. And okay, so let me rephrase. He goes, "Where'd you come from?"
Oh. We came from well, lower on Death Mountain. We wanted to come see you, but when we got here you were sleeping, so we wanted to hide just so that we tried not to bother you. Sorry if we woke you up.
No, it's okay. I'm a heavy sleeper.
Ooh, that's good. It's always good to get some rest. Um, I here, I have a couple of friends who'd like to meet you. If you don't mind me stepping away for a sec.
Okay.
Uh, I pop back inside the portal and yeah, and I call to everybody who's awake that Big Goron says hello and he would like to meet us as well. I do not know what time of day it is. Sorry. What time of day is it?
Uh,
So is this like the end of our long rest or is it like in the middle of it? I'm sorry.
no, this is the end of the long rest.
Gotcha. Uh yeah. Yeah, I'll just explain that yeah, that's the big Goron himself. We wanted to go meet him today.
Oh my god. Hold on, I'm trying to get.
Oh,
Oh,
cool.
sorry.
Um,
There we go.
I'm happy to meet him if everyone else is.
Absolutely, let's do it.
For sure. Excellent.
Oh wait, we should probably wake him up, huh? But it looks like he's sleeping so good. Well, let's give him a little bit longer.
That works. I know he was working on something very important. He probably wants to put finishing touches on it. Could one of
Probably.
you leave him a note?
Yeah, I'll write him a note.
Arigato.
All right. So, do you have pen and paper, or do you request it from the servants of the mansion?
At this point, I'd probably request it just for secret
Gotcha.
message purposes.
Okay. So they bring you the pen and the paper and let you construct your note. What does the
Okay.
note say?
Deacon says, I would like it to say, "Hi, Leto. We're going outside to meet the big Goron. Come meet us whenever you wake up." And I would like, if you wouldn't mind writing that for me, Gully.
Of course.
Thank you. And then I walk over and, Leto, are you sleeping underwater or are you sleeping on a bed? Or in the chair? Or something. Sorry.
I would have probably found. And with him, if there was a kitchen, I'd probably be sleeping in the kitchen
Nice.
because it would be cool and there would have been food.
That makes sense. That makes sense. I imagine there is like a little hidey hole with like fresh water and stuff like that, and little where the scraps come, where the snacks come from. Jesus. And yeah, he's going to sneak over. He's going to like put a blanket over you, and on top of the blanket, he's going to put the note. Like tuck your head onto a pillow and stuff in case you know, just make sure that you are comfortable. And then he's going to scamper. Um and then he's gonna scamper back to meet the others and yeah, peek his head outside.
So Leto, you're sleeping separate from where you were doing your artwork.
Yes.
Okay. All right. Gotcha. Okay. So Leto's still sleeping in as the rest of the party goes outside to meet the giant Goron, and at this point, the giant Goron is standing completely erect, and he is well deserving of his namesake. In terms of size, I would say that Deacon is roughly the height of his fingernail.
Nice.
Yeah. So this as he comes out, he immediately the first thing that he notices is Princess Juliet, and he kind of looks at her and recognizing her being the princess, he lowers himself from his erect status and kind of um, puts it back so like his head is now like flush with the ground with his arms kind of like in front of him, and he's like, "Oh, princess, I haven't seen you since you were even smaller." And she chuckles and says, "Yes, and I didn't think it was possible, but you seem even larger than when I saw you when I was just a child." And they both have like a very brief small laugh with each other. And then he looks to the rest of the party and he says, "So friends?" She says, "Yes. Good friends. But they came here to see you." "Oh, I don't get visitors too often. Why have you come all this way,
Um,
friends?"
Wanted to say hi. Um, know that you greatest blacksmith in all of Hyrule. Honored to meet you, Mr. Big Goron.
"Oh, thank you. I'm okay." So, um, you need me to make you something?
Oh, I didn't have any plans myself. But I think Mr. Leto does. Um, I don't know what they are yet, but for now, I just wanted to meet you. He's still sleeping, and I felt kind of bad waking him up, but he'll probably be out here soon. Um, I um, but yeah, honestly, it just seemed like you and the princess I don't know, it important for you guys to meet. I figured, so I thought we'd help escort her here. Um, I It's a good thing to have some visitors up here. I imagine it gets a little lonely, so you know, I go just to say hi too.
Uh, a little bit, sometimes, but I'm good at making friends.
Oh,
And he kind of like he reaches down like behind one of the giant hills and comes with like an open palm, and he shows you a bunch of like a small collection of like boulder snowmen.
Aw.
I love that. That's very cute. I love
Yeah, I make friends.
that. That's cute. I love it. Oh,
And then he
so,
just kind of like
oh, sorry.
puts them back. He says,
Um,
he takes his finger and kind of like gestures it towards the door, the portal, and he says, "Do you want me to wake up your friend?"
Deacon looks awful. Says, I glance between Gully and Afine. Could be fun.
Could be.
It could
Um,
also be very dangerous.
this is true. This is true. Um, I think I'll go get him. I think me go get him. He
Okay.
probably slept long enough. Thank you though. I I scamper back inside and okay. Um and I head to Lido and I imagine it's been like a few minutes, maybe 30 or so that we've been hanging out, and then I I gently pat him on like the shoulder. And I continue I hi Lido.
I just reach over to the chicken leg that I was eating last night. Morning.
Oh, good morning. Um, hope you had a decent rest, Lido. Big Goron's all up and he wanted to meet you. You had some plans, right? Overheard that.
Yes. I
Um,
need to finish them up real quick, and then I'll bring him right outside, and then we'll see if he can make them for me.
um, I would like to hand you my forgery kit. Because I gotta warn you, any paper you used
Oh,
from
I
this
know.
place. Oh, okay,
I know. Leto doesn't know.
gotcha. Um, but I am gonna, but let me roll Arcana and see if Deacon would know at this point. I feel like he probably gets it, but I want to see if I get a 10. Uh, sorry. Uh, yeah, I don't stop you whatsoever. Never mind about the forgery. Okay.
Aw.
This is gonna be interesting. So I go running back to my fort, go inside, and I finish up as best as I can, and then I roll them up and I start walking out the door. And I walk up and go like, "Hi, then Goron. I have some plans that I
dust.
I'm sorry, Lita.
I can redraw them if you want, but I had some ideas since, I think you can make really cool stuff. I don't know for sure, but I'd like to see if you can.
At this point, Dekun's eyes kind of open as he realizes it is going to work that way, and he sheepishly hands you his forgery kit. At this point, he says, "You can hold on to this one. I'll get it." Sorry.
Okay.
And the big Goron just looks confused. If he goes, Lido.
Goron.
Says you are their friend.
Yeah, you can
And
be our friend.
okay.
Want to go on an adventure with us?
No.
Okay.
No, I like adventuring here.
I just look around at the barren waste. Okay. Sure. Well, give me like 2 hours and I'll draw up something and see if you can, kind of make it work. It's gonna be really tiny though compared to you though. I don't know. We'll figure something out.
And he kind of like he takes his hand, palm facing up, and he kind of puts it down in front of you, kind of gesturing for you to get on his on the palm of his hand.
I will step on and sit down because I'm afraid of falling now.
Okay. And he kind of like lifts you up, not like a huge amount, but enough that you can see um, the entirety of the flat surface that everyone is kind of residing on at the moment. And he kind of points to the flat surface and he says, "You draw it big, and then I can see."
Okay.
And it kind of like puts you back down.
Let me think about this. Hey, give me a moment. I have to think about something. I can do this.
Uh,
Minutes.
oh, hmm. I have an idea, Lito. Maybe we could use some kind of plant growth spell to make it come up?
Yeah, but the way that it has to be like put together,
Mhm.
I don't think it'll make like the right angles and everything else.
Gotcha. Well, is it something you could draw on 2D surface from that perspective anyway? Like if you could fit it on paper, I could try and I could see what we could do. I have an idea, but I would need to see it on paper first. If you can get it on one sheet, that's kind of the problem. I don't know if it would fit on one sheet.
It's not just one. I actually have two ideas.
Okay.
Okay, let me do
Um,
a small one and then we'll see about getting it bigger.
Sounds good.
Okay, so I will start doing a quick drawing of what I was coming up with. I put that one. That one. Okay. So,
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
oh,
Oh,
you're good.
I was gonna say, I'd like to ask the big Goron if there's anything he'd like in return for potentially making something for us.
He kind of ponders for a minute. Um, I hadn't thought.
Well, maybe if you want someday, we come visit you, think about it for a while, and we come visit you, and maybe we could help you with something.
Yes,
Or I can maybe make it like warmer, or some soft things for you, or get you a bunch of snacks. Not sure.
he kind of like picks off like a giant chunk of mountain peak, and he says, I have snacks and anything that I need up here,
That's a good point.
but you said that you would come visit.
Yeah, I'd be happy to come see you again.
You come visit.
Okay. I'll come visit you another time. That sounds good.
Yes.
Um, yeah. Yeah. Um, I'd like to ask him if he'd like any music played, if he likes music.
Oh, I like music, but uh, music gets me in trouble.
I could kind of see how it might.
And the princess just looks at him with a affirming stare. Uh, give me an insight check, everybody. See if I can divulge this
Okay.
canonically. Yeah, that's fair. He is not the sole responsibility of this, but music makes him dance, and dancing causes rock slides.
That's amazing. I love it.
So he is not responsible for every rock slide, but um, he has been known to create them unintentionally.
That's amazing. I love it.
Did you happen to do any dancing yesterday?
Um, no,
Hmm, okay.
no. I, I
Curious. Okay.
I was very very tired yesterday.
Were you dancing the day before?
Yeah.
Okay. I see you getting your rock on. Okay, okay.
This is I rock and then it rolls.
I love him. Oh god.
So while this is going on, how is what Lita was constructing coming along?
I'm hoping well.
All right, so you are able to provide. You draw the first one up, and what is it? What is the first
So I
blueprint?
sent you the two things that I
Oh.
created on Discord. But so the first one, like, you're good with metal, right? Yes.
Hold on. I gotta
Okay.
I gotta bring it up on my phone, otherwise it's gonna screw up the cameras.
Problem.
Okay.
They're
Okay.
unique ideas, and I'm hoping they'll work.
Okay. Um. So the first drawing is the glider.
Mhm.
Okay.
So
So
I had this idea to like make like a backpack where basically you put like something like folds and then comes out to like a triangle, and it basically can fold back into the backpack. Like, I know you probably don't do like weather work or stuff like that, so I was hoping you could make like the outside of it, and then we'll bring it back to like Castletown and see if someone can then weatherize it.
like framework.
Yes.
Okay. And like at this point you're simply verbalizing it to him, like the
Yes.
the paperwork is too small for and he goes, I can build framework,
Okay.
but I need
Yes.
schematic. I need
Okay.
blueprint. All right. So like um Juliet. There we go. Ooh. Juliet kind of like looks over your shoulder at what you're doing, at like the drawing you did, and she just like starts like taking her hand and like claws it into the dirt and just starts raking, causing a fairly sizable like divot in the thing, and she just starts going at it, making this blueprint on the flat surface of the mountainside. And
Okay.
I would say that this takes the first blueprint to make it takes roughly an hour.
Holy shit! Cool.
It's like his own personal etch-a-sketch. And yeah, so once it gets completed, he looks at it and he goes, "For you?"
Well, for like us, something that would like fit on Gully here and me because we're really tall, and something that'll fit on Afine because she's a little bit shorter than us, and something that'll fit on Dekun because he's kind of tiny.
It's true. Me small.
So like a big one, a medium, and like a small one.
And he starts like looking at his giant fingers. He goes, oh.
Or maybe just a big one, and then I can take it and see if I have people back in like Castletown that might be able to make one that's smaller than the bigger one. We'll give you credit for it. We'll be like, the big Goron's the one who actually made this, and we'll put like something on it, like etched in it, like "Big Goron, don't steal," something like that.
Paint your face on it. We'll paint you on it. Or I want to paint you on it. That sounds fun.
And he's you can see on his face that he's trying his damnedest. Like he really wants to do this. And he's looking at it. He goes, so that's a bulldog. Sorry. Um and he, oh, damn it. That's what they do to me. I completely lost my train of thought. So he looks at um he looks at the schematic that is now carved into the mountaintop, and he says, I'll make biggest one, and you'll get smaller copies.
Ooh. Ooh. I like that thought.
He goes, I could do that.
Okay.
He goes, but just frame,
Yes.
because if I make it all out of metal, it'll
Heavy.
fall.
It's like Master Craftsman, so that way you have the original version, and then we can always, make it like dumb it down, as they say. It'll still work, but it'll be made by a Master Craftsman who knew exactly what he was doing. That should work, I think.
And he just like shrugs his massive shoulders. And he goes, I can make you the big one, and
Okay.
and if somebody makes a bad small one, that's not my fault.
Yes.
Still be friends.
Yes.
Okay,
Always.
okay. And you'll still come visit.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Okay. Okay.
Um. Oh. Can I ask you something private real quick?
Yeah. Where do you want it?
Discord.
Hmm?
Discord.
Okay, typing.
Oh yeah. Is that okay?
Yeah, yeah.
So while you're doing that, I'll fill the time if that's okay. So if you guys look, this is how it's gonna work. It'll be like a backpack, and then the springs are gonna open it up, and then it'll have like a wing and like a forward thing, so that way you can, like glide on the wind. And then when you're done, you can like fold it back in, and then it's just a backpack.
okay, but I need steel. For big one, I need 5 Goron steel. No, wait. No. Goron steel is too heavy. I need 5 Zoran steel. It's lighter. Let you fly better. Yeah. Goron steel's sturdy, but too heavy.
Okay.
Okay. Yes.
Hey, big guy, I got a little question.
Hmm.
Do you happen to have like a Goron-sized backpack?
I don't really have much here.
Yeah, I was just curious.
I'm like for me, like
Yeah, like
big.
your size, like big. Because I was thinking maybe you could get like a big backpack and just like cut some little tiny holes in the bottom of it, and I can just pop Deacon in it, and I can carry him around on my back.
Oh, that's
That sounds like fun.
that would be a tiny bag for me. Um, but no, I can carry a lot with my hands. I don't need a bag.
Okay, okay. I was just curious if you happen to have something lying around like that. But no worries.
No, I have rocks, and
And you carry those all by hand?
yeah, and he starts to like reach over to like grab his snowman rock friends again. You can see, I carry a lot in big hands.
Gotcha. Okay.
He goes and he puts them back.
I don't know. Random thought, Deacon. I thought you might
I
have fun.
appreciate it.
Yeah,
I
no
do.
worries.
We'll make it happen soon.
Yes, we will.
I'm sure I could make you something like that. Shouldn't be too hard to sew.
Really? You do that?
I can certainly try.
Thank you. Cool.
Thank you. That sounds like fun. Thanks, Sophine.
A little travel project. Well, we don't really travel that much because Lito just lets us go through trees and pop around. But yeah,
And he says, well, I'll keep this blueprint here until I can make it for you.
Eh,
Okay.
Thanks for everything, Big Goron. We really appreciate your help on this. Look forward to seeing you again, and look forward to seeing what you come up with.
Yes, it was good to meet you all, and it was very nice to see you again, Princess.
sorry.
And she says, "Okay, you take care there, big guy. We're gonna see you again soon, all right? Yeah. See you all soon." He kind of like what he feels is like under his breath, but is by no means under his breath. He goes, "Real friends."
Did he mean that? I'm sorry.
Yeah,
He meant that.
like
Oh.
he said it like to himself, not meaning for like anybody to hear,
Oh.
but
I
it
love
meant
him.
it was like you could hear it clear as day, and it was like
Oh.
excitement. Like he was trying to play it cool, and he was like,
That's precious. I love him.
So cute.
and he says he's like takes another like chunk of mountain, and he's like, are you hungry? I'm
Oh,
I'm gonna have breakfast.
I'm okay, but thank you. Um, hmm. I'm trying to think if I guess stone doesn't count as organic material, right?
Stone? No.
Because I'm trying to here. Let me bring up prestidigitation. I think it specifies organic material. I was thinking like, can I flavor this like rock, like a tastier kind of rock?
A tastier rock.
Yeah, let's see. Non-living material. Oh, cool. I can chill, warm, or flavor up to 1 cubic foot of non-living material, which is basically nothing but like a garnish for him.
Yeah.
Like literally, that's like 1 cilantro leaf in an entire burrito. So I'm not gonna do that.
No, he appears to be perfectly content. In fact, like
This-
I feel like that is going to be the overarching behavior of this particular NPC is simply
That's fair.
being content.
I appreciate that. I what more could you want?
Exactly.
That's good. I'm glad he is happy. I will make him happier someday.
Okay.
But yes.
So, Puck,
Yes.
I have an idea,
Uh-huh.
and I need to know if you'll let me do it.
Uh-huh.
So, on one of the walls of, I'm hoping, this landscape, is like walls, or is it just completely flat?
Eventually you come to like the large area that you're in is largely flat, but there are kind of like elevated stone areas. None of which I would technically consider walls, but doesn't necessarily mean you can't do what you're thinking. If I'm let's elaborate before I comment.
Okay, so I'm looking for something that's going to be big enough for me and Gully,
Mhm.
size wise. So that way I can then try and grow some plants there. And I've actually looked up what kind of plants I can grow that'll actually work in heat, high level, and like mountainous areas. So I
Okay.
already know what plant I'm going to grow.
Okay. So there are elevated areas beyond like you're in an area that's considered to be the top of Death Mountain, but you're not at like the highest peak.
Okay.
So there are other elevated areas.
So I'm just looking for some place that's close by so that way if we wanted to come visit, we wouldn't have to like hours to travel.
Okay, okay. I see what you're saying. Okay, absolutely. You're talking about like the foliage teleportation.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah. You know what? That should not be a problem.
Okay. So I'm going to actually cast plant growth, which
Mhm.
is what I actually put in the chat. And I'm going to go over to a wall and basically do that. I'm going to do it as just the action so I don't take the 8 hours because I don't think it's going to need plants. So I'm just going to build it from there. And there's a plant called Living Stone.
Uh-huh.
If it's
Cool.
Lithops, it is a pretty looking thing. It is multicolored and it looks like little stones and it's a living thing. So I'm going to make basically a wall type door of that. That way
You know,
that can be used later on.
I really want to see this. Can you post a picture in Cataclysm chat? Because I really want to see this.
Oh, it's a pretty thing. That's that's what it looks like.
Oh
Oh my
wow.
God, that looks delicious.
Yeah. It
Yeah,
looks like
they're
candy. I love it.
I'm trying to do my research so I have plants that actually would be real and not just like, oh yeah, I'm making up. No, that's a real thing.
Th-
It
Cool.
survives in rocks, in heat.
that oh that looks like a bowl of fruity
Wild.
pebbles. I want to eat that.
For real.
Right?
So
I'm actually kind of hungry, so yeah.
I am going to also see if I can tweak it just a little bit.
Uh-huh.
I would actually like to make it with a little symbol embedded into it. Like I basically I want to make it into a mosaic
Hmm.
type of thing. And then just in the center, not gigantic, but just big enough. I want to put my family crest.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
So you're creating like an archway that's big enough to fit you and Gully, and
Yes.
atop of the archway you are um putting your family crest on top of that.
Yes.
Okay. Um, Meaning the
So
crest.
just as a reminder, that's what it looks like.
Okay. So this is technically the first time that you've done this during the campaign.
Mhm.
Okay. So once you put this crest on top of the archway, Athene, what are your thoughts on this?
Oh shit, I really need to keep my mouth shut for a while. Excuse my language.
So you keep to yourself on this.
Athene is looking slightly worried, but is definitely trying to keep a neutral expression.
Okay. So so you do that. Absolutely. All right. And
There you go. Hey, Big Goron, over
mm,
here.
and he kind of like leans in.
Two things. See this little thing right here, this mosaic?
Yeah.
Don't eat this rock,
Mm,
please. This is so that way we can come back and visit you. Since you know we're friends, that way we can come and see you once in a while.
but those are pretty rocks. Look tasty.
Well, it's actually a plant, so it's not really rock, if that
Oh
helps.
no. That's fake food.
Sorry. I can see about like working on something to like make rocks.
No, it's okay. I'm glad you told me, 'cause I thought it was rocks.
Okay. Second, Big Goron's cool, but do you want a nickname?
Uh, you can call me BG.
I was gonna call you Big G.
Oh, yeah. Big, big G. Mm,
Okay.
yeah, big G.
All right. So remember, don't eat that.
Oh,
Big G, Nito, Gully, Afine, of course, Dekun, and the princess, of course.
of course.
So we'll be back with the steel. Don't go changing. And try not to dance as much because I'm coming up with an idea that might help with that too. It's going to take a little bit of time.
Mm, big soft shoes.
Well,
It's really a good idea.
I actually look over at Dekun. I know you probably have the spell too. Plant that might be good enough that we could like pad an area that's big enough for him to dance, so that way it'll like be squishy
Ooh,
instead of like straight down. But I
that would be
don't know
fun.
of a plant that's gonna work yet.
Hmm. I'm not sure either. Not know too much about plants, but um, one of the things I was gonna ask you guys is once we finish up here, do you think we could go to the forest temple? I'm kind of worried about that place. Um, I know this is a change of subject, but I was thinking maybe we could find unique kinds of plants there that might be able to help us if you want to do something like that.
Okay.
Just a thought. I want to help you
Yeah.
get your thingy first, but I just thought that might help. Because God only knows what kind of plants we'll find there. But there's lots of tasty ones, lots of interesting ones, lots of spooky ones. Hmm.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Thank you. But yeah. Um, sorry. So what do you need help with plant growth? Do you want me to cast it a few times?
Well, no, I have to figure out a plant first because
Mm-hmm.
we can put like we can get algae, but algae,
Mm-hmm.
will, especially with the heat up here, will kind of like dry out, and then he'll just be doing the same thing. I have
That's
to
true.
figure out something that will survive that's kind of squishy. So it's gonna
Mm,
probably take me a little bit since me,
um.
I don't know of one yet, and I have to look it up.
Hmm.
Maybe Forest Temple might have something that is like squishy that can possibly work. Temples are always good.
Dekun looks really thoughtful. Um, there's let's see. Let me check something real quick. 'Cause I think. Oh, okay. never mind. Was thinking of different thing. Hmm. Oh, actually, let's see. What I was thinking was one of the plants that we heard of was mountain huckleberry, which can kind of as far as I understand, it can take some heat. I don't know if it could take Goron mountain heat though, but it's like good for summer production. It's there's specifically like a mountain version of it that's blue and purple, but I don't know if it works exactly. Not too well versed in plants, but find those occasionally. Maybe if we grow him fruit plant, it produce tasty wine as it trickles down the mountain. That'll me have
Probably
though. I
filled
would
with
like.
like rocks though.
Oh, true. Anyway, but yeah, I that only thing that we knew probably not work. But anyway, yeah, maybe we could explore the mountains some more. Someday, like someday soon, to find some other types of flowery stuff. Maybe avoid bomb flowers though, but it would be fun to look around. Kind of surprised we not find any lava type flowers in the fire temple.
True.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Um. Hmm. I look at Juliet and I say, I know that you really like fire flowers, and those are really cool and really hardy. Do you know of any other types of plants that might grow a lot up here?
As well, I mean, I like. I'll almost talk like Big Goron. As well, I really do enjoy pretty flowers, but quite honestly, I don't know much about them. I know the ones that I think look pretty, and that's kind of it.
Oh, that's okay. What other types of flowers do you think look pretty?
Well, there's a pink one, and there's a yellow one. The yellow one is kind of prickly. It has thorns, but it doesn't bother my skin. Some people are a little sensitive to touch about it. Um,
Hmm.
there's this one that is green and gold, and
Hmm.
and I
Deacon's eyes light up.
I think it's really really pretty. But the problem is, it makes people with softer skin really itchy. Um,
Oh,
so I don't get that brought to me too often, and
oh.
they're just kind of
Do you know where the gold one grows?
no, I don't really. I mean, I know that I kind of am putting on a an adventuresome face, but quite honestly, I really didn't used to get out of the village too much before um that jerk Romeo kind of
um,
jerked me around a little bit.
Deacon smiles and he says, "That just goes to show you how brave you are, and coming out on an adventure this big for one of your first.
Yeah,
Very impressive, Juliet."
yeah. I mean, I don't know, I'm really enjoying myself, but I'm also honestly I I kind of also want to be home a little bit.
Deacon nods, and he kind of like he would pat her shoulder, but he can only pat like the back of her hand. And I say, "We'll get you home soon."
Yeah. It's like I'm having fun. I'm learning
Hmm,
a lot, and I'm really enjoying being around you guys. But I just and I thought that I wanted to go on this big adventure, but um, I think maybe if it's okay with you guys, I might do it in smaller doses.
that's okay, Juliet.
I really
Um,
like you guys. I like you guys. I'm having a really good time, and I don't want you to think that I'm not.
I squeeze her hand and go, "It's okay, Juliet. It's okay. Everybody needs to go back home sometimes. I think every one of us has missed our homeland at one point, and it's always important to keep that bit of Goron in your soul. So don't worry about it, okay?"
Okay. And then
Um,
Big Goron kind of chimes in. He goes, "You you might want to go home soon." And he kind of like puts his hand down for, and with his other hand he gestures to like the whole lot of you
mhm.
to get on his palm. Uh,
Okay.
and does anybody not get on his palm?
Even Shimkin gets on his palm.
Okay. So he lifts you up even higher than he lifted Leto up before, and a very dense, strange black smoke is coming from where Goron Village is.
Oh God.
And he puts you down.
Thanks, Big Goron. I look at the rest, everyone else, and go, "Time to head down."
Time to head down.
Yeah, absolutely. Hey, Big Goron, want to dance for us?
He goes,
Get us down the mountain quicker.
um, because I don't.
Actually, you know what? Never mind. Don't do that. That's okay. Never mind.
He goes, want me to throw you?
No thanks. We don't have landing gear yet.
But do you? So my question is, do you guys have your gliders from Rito Village?
I would still have mine if it's in my pack, unless it disappeared.
I gave mine away a long time ago, like in the
Oh,
other campaign.
And I did not venture there to get a glider.
okay. So,
I wish I did.
so being thrown, not an option.
Nope, not at this point. Darn. Oh, the speed to have the wind brushing against my not mask, my helmet.
All right.
Darn it.
So
Missed my opportunity.
it is currently unclear what is happening in Goron Village. I do not want to express that there is a sense of urgency on the matter. However, if you in character feels that there is a sense of urgency, then whether you feel or don't, just simply trust in your character. So, how would you like to proceed?
I would like to say
I,
somehow. Oh, sorry, Lito. I'll let you
go
go
for
first.
it.
I would like to chime in with somehow. I'm sure this is Romeo's fault. Do you guys want to teleport?
Doesn't matter right now. You could probably get us there the fastest, because if I went through that and I point to the mosaic, we're not going to come out besides where the Moorbounder statue is, and that's a couple of hours away. So,
I can teleport us straight to the inn if you want to get there.
perfect.
I clap my hands and we all do. Oh wait, hang on. Before I do that, I say, bye bye, Big Goron. Promise we'll be here again to visit you sometime. Thank you again for your help.
Bye, friends.
Hi, Big G.
Bye. And then I get everyone within 10
Bye.
feet of me. I clap my hands and we wait.
Walkie-talkie.
And right as Athene finishes, we appear in the middle of the Goron Inn in Goron Village.
Okay. So like in the tent. Okay. Everyone give me a dex save.
So does the princess have to too?
Yeah. Princess rolled the 3. Okay, so
Shimkin 2?
what was that?
Sorry, Shimkin 2?
Kimkin.
Yeah, Chimkin too. Okay, so as you teleport into the hostile tent, the tent itself is completely engulfed in flames, and so 3 points of damage, except for Chimkin, Deacon, and Lito, who take half of that.
What type of damage is that?
That is fire damage. So
3 points of fire damage.
So Chimkin is resistant to fire because we're Goron barding?
okay, so what 1 point?
Perfect. Just saying. Okay, so and Deekun takes 2, you said?
Yeah.
No,
Yeah,
Okay.
we would take 1.
1.
Oh, okay, it's 1. Okay,
Yeah.
sorry. So it's 1 for all around.
You
Good
take
to know.
1, you take 1, you take 1, you take 3.
You get a
Sounds
fire
good.
damage, and you get a fire damage.
Perfect. Okay.
So,
Thanks.
the entire village is ablaze. And hold on, let me switch it over.
Romeo, wherefore art thou? Oh, Romeo, what have you done?
All right, hold on, let me switch you over, and we'll go with
Why are
that.
you asking him what his name is?
Wherefore art thou?
Wherefore art thou is not used to refer to as where are you, it means why are you called Romeo?
Oh, good to know.
Okay.
God
I
damn it,
didn't know that.
Shakespeare.
Nice.
You know, I always thought it meant that too. All right.
I
Okay.
just
Sorry.
learned something new today. Thank you.
That's
Thank
cool. Yeah, thank you.
you. Right?
Okay.
Never
So,
too old to learn something new.
that's right. All right. So let's take you over here and wait. Why can't I? Oh, I don't think I have control. All right. Lido. Thank you. Okay. So the entire place, as I said, is completely engulfed. And you know what? Let me do it this way because it's not letting me do it the other way. All right. Let me move Romeo out the way because he is not currently visible. I'm just going to tuck him down here for now. All right. So you come to the village, and it is completely ablaze. You can see that the Gorons themselves are with no water present. They're simply attempting to stomp out the fires. What would you like to do first?
Okay.
Where's the biggest grouping of fire?
Probably in the southeastern area, because those are smaller, more flammable areas that are. It's the living area, so it is less prepared for eventualities like this.
Yeah. I cast Tidal Wave over there to put out the fires.
All right, and what's the width on that?
30 feet long.
Okay.
As it needs to be.
Are you casting it twice?
I was going to cast it once since I didn't know it was going to need twice.
I can cast a second time.
Okay. So I would say like, okay, so you both position yourself so that you like jointly cast it. I mean, one cast would do clear about 75% of it, but two casts would definitely wipe it out. So so you joint cast it kind of like side by side and take the fires out in the living area. And you can just see what's left of these smoldering tents, the scorched belongings. Ultimately, the whole area is just a complete and total loss. You can see some Gorons just kind of like starting to like rummage through to look for, I don't know, keepsakes, things like that. Um, Nobody appears to have any sense of urgency for like any lost loved ones or anything like that. This area seems to be pretty much property damage.
I'd like to approach one and ask, excuse me, anyone hurt? And is there anywhere anyone is hurt?
No, no one's hurt. Everyone's okay, but we just didn't see it coming. We should have listened. We should have done better.
Who did this?
It was Romeo and his friends, his 4 Goron friends. They're not from here. I've never seen them before.
So you're saying he rummaged the place?
He came in with them, and he ultimately gave an ultimatum and said that we were weak and we were coddled, and we had no right to take part in such a relaxed, luxurious lifestyle, and that if anybody wanted to live like a true Goron, that they had one chance to go with him. And those that stayed, it did not end well for.
Can you tell me where he went?
I didn't see. He fought the chief, and the chief put him in his place, but him and his band were still able to escape.
I'm sorry.
I just start sprinting to the chief's tent.
Ditto.
All right, so you start to make your way to the chief's tent. The chief's tent is singed and smoking, but not. It appears as if it never fully caught fire, and that any residual smoke is simply just from, just being kind of like residual. There's no active fire in the tent area.
Sorry.
No, you go.
Lito, as we're running, Deacon's going to look at you. Can you still have that thing for scrying, right?
Not
if we
today.
Go... Oh.
I have the mirror though.
That works. Something like that'll do. Okay. Do you have anything like that you know of? Just out of curiosity. Um. Uh. Okay, let me check something real quick. I apologize. Uh. Okay. Um. Anyway, yeah. Sorry. I'm just gonna continue running. Deacon looks like he's thinking about something. His like eyes are narrowed. As he's just yeah. Okay. Sorry. For the interruption.
Okay, so as you come closer to the tent, you can see that Chief Link is standing outside of it, to kind of like to the north, to the northwest of it, and he has gathered with him a band of guards as he is giving a speech to them, saying, ultimately he says, I want this coward found. I want him in front of me. I want him to pay for everything that he has done, for the trust that he has broken, for the atrocities that he has brought upon this village, for the stain in our history that he has created. I want him in front of me on his knees now. And with that, the guards depart, rushing past you, running outside of Goron Village.
I approach and like Deacon is ready to kneel to the point where there's like he has to stop himself from sliding with his hand as he can't bring himself to look at the chief. But his head is still like facing the ground as he says, "A lifetime of apologies, not enough for what's happened here. Can you tell us where he is, and we will bring him to you?"
Says, I don't know where he is. I will find where he is. And when I find where he is, he will no longer be a problem. He is a child. He is a coward. He is an opportunist. And
Oh, sorry. I don't interrupt him. I'm sorry.
and this is the last mistake he will ever make.
Um, like, he Deacon looks up at the chief at this point. Um, and can I get a sense for if they're? I need to know if he's like, if I can do like some kind of insight check or something. Is he like? Does he blame us for this?
Give me an insight check.
Okay, here, one second. I gotta play. Here we go. Okay. Insight. Sorry. I'd like to use a D4 for this because it's very important to me. So,
Okay.
19.
All right. 19. He is not in a frame of mind where he is placing blame.
Gotcha. Okay. Let's see. I look over Leto and I ask if he has anything that like scrying, any other ideas of spells of that sort.
I have a few ideas. Athene, I got a question for you.
Yes.
Do you have detect magic by chance ready?
Unfortunately, I don't.
Okay. Um, I know we have we want to get out of here, but I really want to see if something affected the area before we start running away. Because if it's something that is going to happen again here when we leave, I'd really like to make sure it doesn't happen.
I could try dispelling whatever effect might be on the area.
Well, I can take 10 minutes and cast tech magic, but it's 10 minutes.
I can try dispelling it in an instant, though it might
The-
not work.
We don't know where you're dispelling it. That's the problem.
I know.
Take your 10 minutes. I have some thought I need to put into something. It's I know where I have to go from here. I just need a minute to get there.
So I'll hop outside and start ritual casting it.
Okay. So working on a 10-minute time frame. Gully, what is your take on this?
Ah. If he's responsible for this, we've potentially created quite the monster that we must deal with. Yeah, we gotta find this boy. And deal with this swiftly.
All right.
Okay, so how long is it to get to Dodongo's cavern from here?
Dodongo's Cavern is 4 hours. Yeah.
Okay. Okay, so damn, I wish I had that bloody hammer. Okay. Yeah, that's true. What let's see. Do we have Deacon's like kind of muttering to himself where he's like, Leto, your scrying spell works better if we have something that belongs to him, right?
I'm just shaking my head because I can't. I have to focus on this.
Gotcha. Okay. Deacon's like rubbing like his snout, like we need something of his. Track him down. That always works. It's a hook. It would work similar to my teleportation potentially, but I don't know where he would have anything.
We could try his shop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
definitely a good place to start.
Let's see if he'd burn his own shit down or if he's too much of a coward.
Wait, don't you have his hammer still?
It's outside of the Zongo's cavern.
Oh, I thought you picked it up.
Did I? I think I did.
We did.
Oh, we did?
Yeah.
Oh shit. Okay.
I mean, you can still check his shop if you want.
Yeah, let's check his shop. Let's check. Yeah, let's check where we know he has been for other clues.
Okay.
Leto, I'm sorry, we'll leave you here real quick. If that's okay.
You're fine.
Okay.
Okay. So going to check where you remember his shop to be, it out of all the places in the area, it is the most torched. It is like cathartically torched. The tables, the tent, the ground surrounding it is just completely scorched.
There's a house around here, right?
A house, no house. All tents, with the biggest tent being the chief's.
Yeah, sorry, but do you know what I mean? Like, doesn't he lives somewhere around here, right?
Oh, yeah, in the living. Every time that you've seen him, like in a restful state, he's always been in the chief's tent. But it is
Gotcha,
fair
okay.
to assume that his family has a living tent in the southwestern area.
We go there. I think we met his dad at one point, right? I was gonna mention something like that when Big Goron mentioned Goron Steel, where it was like, he now that his dad's alive, we kind of, if we pissed him off too much, we bungled the steel trade. Little did I fucking know what was going to happen here. But yeah, his dad. Let's see if he's still kicking. Does that work for you guys?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, let's try that.
All right. So you are searching the southeastern area for Romeo's
Mhm.
father.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me your choice: investigation or perception.
Okay. I mean, I'd like to do perception. Could I get Chimkin to give me a hand since she's perceptive and we can share images telepathically?
Absolutely.
Thanks. Okay. Natural 20, 22.
All right. Okay. So you kind of like look around the you've met Romeo's father multiple occasions. You have a very good idea of what he looks like, and he is nowhere to be found anywhere in the village. And at this point, now that the fires are beginning to be put out and you've started to make your way around the village, I will even piggyback with that by saying that um, although there appears to be no sign of any type of um, death anywhere in the village, like there's no sign of any dead Gorons or
Mhm.
anything, that a fair amount of the population appears to also be missing.
Is Screwball gone?
What was that?
Is Screwball gone? Was he at the shop?
Who?
Screwball. He was running the shop for Romeo.
Oh, no, he's gone.
I asked the nearest Goron what happened, like where everybody went to. Did they side up with him or something?
Yeah, he said when Romeo left with the four people that with the four Gorons that came into the village, a number of people left with him. A number of Gorons left with him.
Okay. Okay. So I number one, I have a Poe cloak, and I'm going to take it. I'm going to fold it in half, and I'm going to tie it around the bottom half of my face like a face mask.
Mhm.
And I am going to close my eyes, focus on my frustration, and I'm going to DM you something.
You got it.
Okay. So I glance at the others and I say, let's get to Lido. I know where he is. And okay. And I just start booking it to Lido. Yeah, sorry, I don't know if there's anything that happens until we get there. But yeah, like I'm sorry, I was just giving you a chance to like if there was anything you needed to add.
Yeah, no.
Okay. So we're there.
Well, you're at Lido, or you're
I'm booking it to Lido. I'm sorry.
okay. So yeah, okay. So the party meets up at Lido, and yeah, go for it.
I look at Lido. I say, y- I y- he's having almost a hard time talking because like he's processing a lot of information and feelings right now. But what he does say is, I know where he is. He's in Pebbles Cave. We need to go. Um can you do your owl thing so we can head down the mountain in a flash? Otherwise, I'll ask Big Goron to create a rock slide and we'll go down there instantly. Your choice.
Since I would stop, I'd prefer to actually not do the owls and do the rock slide. That way I
Gotcha.
have something extra I can use.
Gotcha. I'm sorry for the interruption, Lena. I wasn't sure if it had been 10 minutes or not.
I wasn't sure either, so that's why no matter what, he would have stopped.
Gotcha. Nice.
I would say
Ooh.
the 10 minutes have
Yeah,
passed.
Big Goron create a rock slide, and I can grab a
Yeah.
door and hop on the door
Yeah.
and ride down on the door.
I think that would be super metal. That would be kind of awesome. But yeah, that's my plan. I think we should go ask him for that. I can use sending so we can actually just like instantly have him dance. So, are you
Oh,
guys cool with that?
Yeah.
So, sorry, Lito, I didn't mean to cut you off. I apologize.
well, Puck, has it been the time?
It has been 10 minutes, yeah.
Okay. Start contacting him, whatever. I want to actually do a quick around the village just to see if there's anything that I pick up, like magical wise. Maybe something affected. I don't know.
Okay. Honestly, I want to be with you as we do that. And I'm gonna have everybody hop on Shimkin and all that. And I'm going to briefly cast enhance ability strength on Shimkin so she can very, very easily carry of all us and move at dashing speeds. If you're okay with that.
Mhm.
Like that should get us around there faster so you can like skirt the premises, if that makes sense. At a heightened speed. So yeah, can we look around to see if there's any magical effects lingering?
Um, the only thing in the entire village that pings as magic is coming from the chief's hut.
I'll move towards whatever it is to see if I can find it.
So you want to go inside the hut to find it? Okay. So you walk inside the hut and you find Chief Link, and what in the hut is glowing is his large beaded necklace. And that's it.
Recalling he's had that for a while.
Are they yellow?
Are they yellow?
Yeah, the beads.
You know what? I have to look at this.
I asked because it's a specific magical item that you might be having.
What? Well, then I got to go into the other page for this. Wait, I misspoke. He's not wearing a necklace.
Okay.
Oh.
So, okay. You know what? Let me rephrase.
Okay.
He is wearing a large beaded necklace, but the correction is that this is not something that he is typically wearing. He is also like so what you see when you move into the tent is you see him starting to adorn certain things. You can see normally he has like he has like rope wraps around his hand and he's wearing something a bit more ceremonial. You can see him starting to use the ash that is still smoldering on like various parts of his tent. He's taking that ash and just kind of making almost like tribal markings on his face and across his chest. Um, he's gearing up for shit to go down.
Um, I would like to cast sending on him to just ask him a question privately.
Uh-huh.
I sent it on Discord. I'm sorry.
All right, I'm checking it.
Sorry.
No, I'm just being a smartass in my reply, and then I'm putting the real reply.
I gotcha.
Well, that takes away the effect if you tell him.
Fair.
Yeah. Bitch, I might.
So did all of us come in the tent, or Gully, are you outside? Is Afine outside?
Oh,
I'm
In
probably
the tent.
outside.
Everybody's in the tent.
nope. Afine just said probably outside.
Okay. I'm going to look around the tent and see if the princess isn't here. If not, I'm going to yell out to Afine and ask if she's out there.
The princess is no, she's not with your party, and she's not in the tent.
Knew that was happening.
Oh, fudge, where did she go?
She was with your party up until you went to Romeo's stand,
Gotcha.
and then when you departed from there, you lost track of her.
Okay. So, that was all I had to say to the chief. I look at everyone else and ask if there's anything else you wanted to do before we go. Sorry, I didn't mean to. Okay.
Nope, nothing from me.
All right. All of us on Chimkin. She books it at. She's going to just continually dash and fly. She's going to basically fly us down the mountain. Just up until we get to the point where we're like, fly us across the village. Like until we're at the mountain. I'm going to cast Sending on Big Goron and ask him to please dance like nobody's watching.
So, fuck. So, you get a reply, and the reply is, da da na 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 da na 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 na.
I love him so much.
And the entire mountainside begins to shake.
Perfect.
As you can see, the landslide of all landslides careening down the mountain. So, it takes you all down the mountainside, and you come to the foot of Death Mountain. You know what? Everyone give me dex saves in an attempt to stay above the rubble.
I would like to use a cookie for this as well, please.
Okay. I will be fully transparent that the save is 20.
I'll be fully transparent and tell you that he sucks at dex save.
Holy
All right.
wow.
Oh,
That D4 is not going to help.
Okay, so as of right now, only Athene is above the rubble.
Oh right, hang on. Trim getting to. Hang on.
I should have took the handle off the door.
All right. So, um, I will I will narrate to Athene what is found first. As you come to the foot of Death Mountain through the landslide, what you can see as you are coming down is that there is roughly 15 Gorons standing outside of the cave where, well, the cave known as, referred to as Pebbles' cave. Not not seen are the 4 Gorons from Dodongo Cavern and Romeo. The moment that you get down, the 15 Gorons start to advance on you, commanding you to surrender.
I'm not getting tied up in that cave again, I say out loud before casting sleep on them.
All right.
Where's the spell? Where's the spell? Sorry, I know I have it somewhere. And that's getting outcast because scared.
Okay.
So centered right in the middle of them.
What 5 do you need? Okay. So, you said you are upcasting.
Yep, that is a level 3 spell.
Level 3. Okay. So, roll me 5,
It should be in there.
98.
The high level cast, the top number I believe is the added d8s.
Okay. Yep. Okay. So 20. Okay. I have to check actual hit points now. Hold on. Let me take this to the other screen. And I will look at hit points of these Gorons. All right. So, oh no, that's it. Uh-oh. Technically, technically none, but for the sake of this, for the sake of the narration, I will say that that the front one that is approaching you nearest knocks out, just face plants completely on the ground. This is enough of an intimidation action that it causes the other 14 Gorons to momentarily pause. This pausing will give enough time for the rest of the party to emerge from the rubble.
Thank you.
So, so everyone else starts to come out of the rubble, and you can see Athene with just this look on her face as she is attempting to take on this horde of Gorons by herself. And you know what? Let's all take an action. Does not have to be a combat action. It can be any action.
Okay, so I am going. If I use my subtle spell, can I also say something?
Refresh me on the intricacies. It's a subtle spell.
It means I don't use any components or like visible or like no somatic or verbal components when I cast a spell. Meaning there's no way for anybody to tell that I am casting a spell because I don't have to like say any magic words or do any magic incantations.
Okay, so you're asking if you can verbalize something while you're casting a spell because the spell does not contain a verbal component.
Correct.
Okay, yeah.
Okay. So I cast Tensor's Transformation. A visible gold glow just like radiates from like his eyes at this point, and it swiftly turns red before flickering into flames inside of his pupils. I say to them, I look at them in the middle, and I say, I came here for Romeo, who is once again displaying the fact that he's a two-bit coward. If he was worth anything as a fighter or a person, he wouldn't hide behind a bunch of common citizens sent to fight his battles. I don't care how strong or big you think you are. I will give you 1 minute to beat it and return home alive, or I will send you home in a body bag.
I love that. Give me an intimidation at advantage for that.
How many cookies do we have?
Uh,
A lot.
I'm adding all of them.
Okay.
all right, let's see. Intimidation is a where is it? Damage, attack, ability check. We have 14. Do you want to use all 14 or do you want to use how many?
I'm using all of them.
Oof. Okay. You know what? I'm realizing I probably should have done this differently, but
I don't
but
think they were needed.
I cannot prepare for you guys. So 32 plus 44. Jesus Christ. 76. All
I
right.
point the
Pathfinder
mountain
damage
and
range.
snap my fingers. Like I said, to finish it off, I point up the mountain and snap my fingers, and I say, "You're lucky I can't cast any other spells, or one of your heads would explode. Beat it."
Okay. I have I have lost control of these NPCs. They pick up the unconscious one and start to migrate back up the mountainside, but we still have an action from Gully and Lido. So
Go for it, Gully.
Lido, you're up. I'm clueless as to what I want to do here.
highest roll of any campaign ever.
I don't think any of us can follow that spectacularly.
That was epic.
Thank you.
You know what? Yeah. I'm just pissed. Um. You know what? Screw you. And I just take out the wand of fireballs and I'll just empty it if I can into the hole. Um,
All right, how many charges you got on there?
I have all of them.
How many is all of them?
The exact number, the wand of fireballs, is 7.
7. All right, and is that an upcast or?
For every, I think, 1. Let me check exactly what.
Okay, 7 charges. Spend 1 or more. Charge cast 3rd level and increase the spell slot for each additional charge expended. So we are talking about 4, 5. We're talking about 9th level fireball.
Fireball. Yeah. Yeah.
All right,
So let's see.
roll me a 9th level fireball.
That's what I'm looking up right now. Okay, how many dice is that?
So that's 8d6
Oh,
plus
9, 14?
5.
8?
I'm counting 13.
Okay. I'll go 13.
It's like
Either way, it's a lot.
yeah.
So 59 points of damage.
My God, beautiful.
59 points of fire damage. All right. So, last action, Gully. Well, is there anything you'd like to do?
Well, all right, guys. Well, I think you thoroughly have taken care of this. We'll see if anything comes out of that hole. Or do you want to jump in?
By the way, Puck, I did that wrong. It's actually 14d6 that I need to roll, not d8s. So let me redo that. So 49 instead.
49. Okay. So, 49 points of fire damage. All right. So, let me.
Well, all this leaves for me to do is go ahead and flame on and get ready.
All right. Let me just check something real quick. And because I think there's. No. No, they don't. Okay. I was seeing if the Gorons have a natural fire resistance.
It's kind of surprising that I don't think that they do.
I just went up and down the page twice, and they do not have a natural fire resistance. All right,
That's so weird.
a little bit, but you know what? Giving a race a general resistance right out of the gate seems a little OP as well. So,
True.
Fair.
all right, so this massive fireball has been unleashed into the remnants of the cave. The cave itself has exploded, having the opening basically triple in size to its original to its original opening. And so I'm sorry, Gully, what did you say you wanted to do? I apologize.
He's keeping it simple. Flame on at the ready.
All right. Are you wanna go in, or you wanna ready it in case anybody comes out?
Ready in case something comes out. If my crew is ready to go in, then I'll go in.
Okay. So this is where we'll cut it for tonight. With a fairly good feeling, but a not definite feeling as to what is the fate of the 5 Gorons inside the cave. But we will find out in the next session. So, ooh, that was a hell of an ending to a good session. Those were incredible rolls. That was fantastic role playing. And thank you guys for doing that, because that was beyond any level of personal expectation that I had. You thwarted my plans every step of the way.
79 intimidation.
79.
Glad to help.
You completely decimated my plan for Operation Human Shield. You completely decimated the potential for any of my monologuing that was about to happen.
I figured about I figured about 5 skill roll points per Goron would just be enough, you know.
It was you just barely made that check.
Just a smidge. The absolute bravery of Athene to stand against a small army on her own.
Damn, very impressive.
Yes, even if just for a turn, that
Cheers.
that was amazing, and I loved to watch every single moment of it. So thank you guys.
I'm only stressing one potential thing, but I'm not going to say anything until after next session.
Cliffhangers all around.
Absolutely.
So thank you everyone for tuning in this week. We fortunately have no amount of small topics to discuss next week during our chat session. So if you haven't checked out any of our chat sessions, feel free to come and check us out next week, because we really take the time to go in depth to really give a behind the scenes and a more in-depth look as to a lot of aspects for whatever happened in this session, and what could possibly happen moving forward, and really just thank you all. So with that, I will hopefully see you next week. If not, I will definitely see you all next session. So thank you again, and bye.
Bye.
Bye.